Guys, this is going to be fun today. If you look behind me and you see the Coutro Mall, we're going to call it. I'm doing an interview here, Cody. Okay?
Sorry.
Mind your own business. Rule number 846. All right, so see, this is the production value we got going on here. Look at this super expensive camera. Wes could tell you what it is. It's a 8.7 DX5. So what we got is that shooting into this black screen. We're going to have something here, which is going to be something in that whole Coutro Mall. We'll have something here propped up. We've got all this stuff to shoot. We're gonna have arrow tests. We're gonna have broadhead tests. We're gonna do it all. Cody's over there getting ready with Garrett Weaver from On Point. We're doing a little collaboration today. He's got a smoking hot podcast that he's doing right now, and he's like this gear techie guy. He does all these comparisons and does all these things on sites, and go check out his channel. We'll link it below. He's got a YouTube channel that he's done a lot of stuff on. We're gonna do this. We're gonna have fun with it. That's the main thing today. Sun's shining. We have a slow motion GL 45Z1, and we're going to use it.
I'm Garrett Weaver from On Point, and just joining these guys for some arrow demolitions and stuff. So yeah, so we have the.
What do we got?
Let's go through these real quick.
Yeah.
So we have the Easton Autumn Oranges, which is a lighter 6mm FMJ, which was a limited edition run. You can probably still find these, but really cool arrow. This will run about 500, depending on what head we put on here, 556 to 580 grains. Black Eagle Rampages, which are not mine. I believe you guys using these last year, the Rampages?
I don't know. It's possible.
No, they're really popular arrow. I'm really curious to see because I don't have much experience with these, but they have the little bit of an outsert here. And we have what I've been using for about 9 years straight now. These are my newest arrows that I have put together. These are a 5mm Axis 340. I have the match grades and I have the regular ones. Not really important because one's just a little bit more straighter than the other, tighter tolerances. But these ones have the new footers that I put on here. They're about 14 grains. They put me up to about 14.1% FOC, and I'll shoot about 458 grains with these this year. So got really high hopes that these will hold up over ones without. If you shoot an arrow enough, they'll start to bristle out, broom out, and crack. This should prevent that. We're gonna test that today.
And I think you can see why we brought Garrett, because he said a lot of numbers there. I shoot a black arrow out of my bow. It's black in color. That's pretty much where I'm at. He threw out FOCs and stuff like that. That's why we brought Garrett out here today.
A FMJ 6mm standard insert. We have a Day 6 250 spine with a outsert and pin. So that one I think is going to be pretty lethal. Black Eagle Rampage with a half out stainless insert. Then we have a Rampage with a hidden insert, Axis insert. Axis 5mm with
A footer.
footer. So is that a shaft or what did you?
That's basically a FMJ shaft.
FMJ shaft overlast. So that's going to be a tough one. We have a VAP, Victory VAP 300 spine with a half out stainless insert. We have a Axis 340 with the hidden insert, and we have an FMJ 5mm brass hidden insert.
Hindsight, I should have bought my arrow spinner for the FMJs.
Right out of the gate, we're shooting the Black Eagle Rampage with no insert, just a regular tip.
Hidden insert.
Hidden insert. All right, guys, so we realized the little particle board, it wasn't going to do anything, so we ramped it up. We've got, is that half inch plywood for our first test. Still sitting with the Rampage Black Eagle with no weight forward, no nothing. If I can hit the target.
Nice.
Love the sound. I don't think it did any damage. But
Holy cow, though. It slowed it down so much. Well, no, but it didn't even... It just made a dent.
Looks good.
arrow stayed together. Knock is still on.
Knock is still on.
All right, let's do the next one. So our next arrow up to bat is the Easton Axis 340 infused carbon with what do I call it, Wes? Standard insert. The other one, maybe.
Similar penetration.
Same, pretty much.
Same pretty much.
Full metal jacket.
Brass insert.
It's got a brass,
brass
insert.
Okay.
With a
75
brass-
grain or 50 grain.
That's got 100.
100 grain. Okay.
With a 100 grain brass insert. It's
No,
like
I'm sorry, 50 in this. My recurve I set up with
okay,
100.
50 grain.
FMJ 50 grain brass insert testing.
Oh wow, that's perfect.
And then the next one you shoot.
Lord, it didn't go deeper than that. But
Yeah, and that's
don't
a
know.
heavy arrow.
that's a heavy arrow. It should have plowed through that, but I don't know. That's what we're doing this for. This millimeters and diameters.
So yeah, that's I believe a 6mm autumn orange. This was a limited edition a couple years ago or last year. It's a 320 spine, so it's going to be a little bit lighter than a regular FMJ, but you're getting all the benefits of the composite. So yeah,
composite.
basically it's the same material as an FMJ, just a little bit lighter.
Perfect. Headed downrange.
It was the autumn orange.
Autumn orange. Autumn thunder.
Woo!
Shot a little higher.
Details for us are a little bit finer. That's
notable.
it's a notable difference in penetration. The overall arrow length shorter, but here to here, it's definitely different. I like it.
Next up is a Rampage, but it's got a little outsert on it. So we're in the outserts. We're in the collared family right now. We're heading into that. So
That's that's a half out. It does not have an outsert.
that's it's half out. Cert.
Stainless steel.
Stainless steel.
Ooh, yeah.
Rampage, I don't know, 3 something. Here we
Gonna send it.
Woo!
Next up is the VAP by Victory arrows. It's got an or a collar too, I guess you'd say, right, Cody?
No, it's a half out.
Dang it, half out. And it's a little bit longer than the last one we shot, so we'll see it and see what happens here. You like it?
I like it. I love it.
I think that one went just about like the last one, didn't it?
You want some more of it.
Okay, Axis. What do we got, Garrett?
That's an Axis 345mm. This is coming in at 458 grains. I know that because that's my hunting arrow this year. And yeah, I'm expecting that to do really well. It better.
You're hoping.
I can't blame the shooter, so.
Let's do it. Ooh, we're into the outsert here. I aimed a lot lower. And it went a lot lower.
So I repeat, this is not a
Yeah, I don't know.
penetration test, guys, but it's really churning into one really quick here because that's one of the lightest arrows we got with a footer on there that I put on there, and that's darn near the best penetration we've got so far. I mean, it's a shorter arrow, so it's going to go in a little bit deeper, but that's pretty impressive.
Needless to say, Garrett's pretty jacked about his arrow.
I'm pretty happy about that.
He hasn't seen a day 6 yet. That's up next.
Hey, if you can outdo that one, you might get me to switch. So let's see what we can do.
I'm gonna take a gander.
Captain Morgan.
I think these will all penetrate 100%.
All the way through?
Past the fletch. I think we're gonna see our first one past the fletch.
Really?
It's so long, though, I think it's going to hit the target and stop before then.
Yep.
I do. I do. All right, guys. Now, we have the arrow that we shoot. This is the Day 6 HDs with the collar. I predict this is going to go well.
Look at that form.
Yeah.
That is the winner so far.
So
chicken dinner. That did go well.
That's how heavy is that arrow?
600 grains.
600 grains. That's a killer. Both collared on the end too.
Yep, there's something to it. There's definitely something to that collar on the end, because you can just tell with just the penetration of all the arrows, even the longer arrows, because they're going to hit this bag and stop. Obviously, they went in through the plywood, clear into the bag, and they're like Cody's arrows. They're 31 inches. They're long. It's a pretty good testament to the durability of them. Nope. Little help here. Might need a sawzall on that one. Let me get a run at it.
There you go. Heck yeah.
Held together. We got them all out except
The business end. How'd they all hold up?
So they all held up.
This one's got a little bit of brooming.
Does it?
The eastern axis.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I gotcha.
That one's still pretty solid. That one's missing something.
Yeah, the Rampage is out of the test.
Is that the day 6? Yeah.
This is the day 6, yeah.
That was probably the winner, actually. For
And that
penetration.
that was followed by
followed by that one. And notice what's on the end of these arrows, guys.
the collar. So there's something definitely magical about having a collar over the tip of your arrow.
There is 150 grains almost difference in these two arrows, and these two came in first and second. That says a lot about the footer.
Gotcha. So now we're going to destruct more. What's our next test?
Quartering.
Quartering shot. So we're
gonna
going
try
to
to
angle a bigger, thicker sheet of plywood, I think, aren't we? Or we didn't do that aluminum.
3/4 inch MDO.
Three
or
qu-
the aluminum. I mean,
Either or. And we're just going to see by a quarter a deflection shot on something super hard and just see if they snap off or if they take it.
all right, we are back with the next step. We're gonna do aluminum, shoot into a piece of aluminum, deflect into the target. See if we can get just breaking that. So that's the next step. We've shot the plywood. What do you think of the plywood test? What do you think of
I
that?
thought it was productive. I really did. I think our issue now is the ones that got so much penetration that ruined the fletchings on them, and we need to find extra arrows with fletchings.
Well, what? It doesn't matter.
No?
Yeah.
Just go. So, okay guys, so all arrows made the test except this one. This was the Rampage, and as you can see, decent penetration, but when we pulled the arrow out, the insert came all the way out of it. So our motto is, if you don't weigh in, you don't wrestle. So here's the deal. Outsert came out, it's out of the test. So we're down to 7 arrows. We're gonna start out with the Rampage with just a regular insert. Oh, okay.
Holy smokes.
Somebody could have been killed.
That's okay. I think we made a good decision by pulling Wes out of the danger zone.
Yeah, that one didn't fare so well.
Hey, the knock stayed in.
So my question is, do we keep with this same with all of them
Yeah.
and just see which one has the least amount of damage maybe?
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't penetrate for crap.
Did it hit the target? I thought it just went.
Off.
That thing hit hard.
Did it?
It bounced off.
Look what you did to the metal here.
I figured it would make a second arrow up to bat for the quartering tests. Destruction is the Axis carbon infused 340. Let's see how this does.
I like how we're
Everybody
all
back. Everybody back.
Oh yeah.
That actually lived, I think. Or maybe, I don't know.
No.
No. I see some shards. E. Negative. We'll just keep ramping it up. Lost the knock and broke clean, but
What did that have for an outsert?
still
insert?
nothing.
Insert.
It just had a regular
Regular
insert.
hidden insert.
Next up to bat is the infamous FMJ full metal jacket. It's got weight, what, 50 grains brass?
Yep.
In the tip. 300 spine. I'll go a little above it maybe.
Woo, that's loud.
And it's got a pretty good bend in it. So it's bent and
The insert's right
the insert's right there.
broke at the insert. At the break.
No, it broke at the tip of the, can see the threads?
Yeah.
So it broke at the target tip. What's this? That's another one. Next we have a Easton limited edition autumn. What is it? Autumn orange. Anything cool about it?
It's just a standard autumn orange. It's kind of a throwback to arrows that they used to make. So.
The XX75.
Yeah. So yeah, we got asked if we had XX75s. Basically, yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Just an autumn orange.
You bet. Here we go. I want to apologize before shooting this because this is your arrow.
That's okay. It did not survive.
I don't think it survived. How did it do? Oh, you mean just the tip too?
Yeah. Where's the?
I'm just wondering if some of the tips are coming off.
No, it broke like that, and then the head's somewhere in here, I think.
Right. Didn't survive.
That's a no-go.
That's a no-go. Okay, guys, and then there was 3. We got 3 left. So now we're down to the collared arrows. So this one is a VAP by Victory. I don't know. We'll see how it does. Last few haven't been doing so well.
I'm gonna get in the safe zone behind Trent.
Yeah, I would. I don't
think
know.
I can see the splinters.
Couldn't tell.
Here.
Oh, I can see the head though. So it lasted up to where the insert slapped out of the arrow, so there you have it.
Makes total sense.
Yeah.
It does make total sense, but seeing that, I think all the arrows are going to probably do that.
Nope.
Nope.
Not that
Hope
exactly.
not. Hope not. This is you. What do you feel is going to happen here?
Based on our other predictions, it's going to not survive.
So we've got an axis with the collar on it.
Yep.
The fletchings are a little bit torn.
Those poor fletchings.
Those fletchings really took a beat.
I like that. Good penetration.
I seen something come back by the camera there.
I did too.
That's a
Something.
fletching.
Fletching. But the true test is.
Come on, be together.
Oh! None of the rest of the arrow survived. All fletchings, knock, broke off inside. But the arrow withstood it.
Looks like my nerdiness is starting to pay off.
That's right. Sometimes it's the nerdiest that pay off the
Hey, I'm down for that.
All right.
Awesome.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yes.
Hey, good choice.
That's a good arrow.
It's a good arrow.
You have a lot of failures, you figure out what finally works. So,
Nice.
hey,
What brought you to that? Like,
I've always heard that the insert end of the axis arrows is the Achilles heel, and so I added the after the arrow episode we did with Chris Dunlap, I added the footers on there that he makes by hand, and it works. It works.
It did work. Next up is the day 6. This is the arrow we're shooting. I have a good feeling it's going to be the same results.
I have a good feeling about that arrow too. It looks
I have
really
a good
strong on
feeling.
the end.
yep.
Super, super tough, but we'll see. With the collar, this is our arrow.
That looks solid.
I saw a fletching. I did see a fletching. Okay, moment of truth. Boom! Busted right at the
Pin.
right at the pin. The rest of the arrow stayed together. Can't find it in there. I was really hoping for that one too. I was really pulling for
He's
it.
still got a lot of penetration and guidance on that head though.
Yeah.
So the killing end is still in the elk.
I don't know. I'd say it's second place. Held up pretty good. A
Look
little.
how thick the wall is on that thing. That's gnarly. That's going to be a really strong arrow.
So to recap today's events. Arrow test. All we did was we did the plywood test. Shot
Yep.
through it. I mean, you could see penetration, but it wasn't for penetration.
Right.
But we only had one arrow come out of that test, and all the rest that we had, we did the angled test. These 5 arrows did not seem to, I mean, they just busted. They just broke right in two.
A lot of them broke on the insert end, pretty close to where the insert ended in the arrow or started in the
There
arrow.
were some that had pieces
Yep.
that, you know, but what we did notice is the collared arrows actually were just not all the way survivors, because this collared arrow broke right at the tip. This arrow,
The arrow didn't break, the insert did.
the insert, yeah, the insert broke, but all the fletchings and everything stayed on. This arrow, no fletchings left and splintered on the end, but it held up in the tip.
It held up. And in the first test, like you said, this isn't a penetration test, but we are getting really good results when you have a larger diameter on the front end here, followed by a smaller diameter in the back. So these bigger diameter footers and heads are creating a bigger hole for the rest of that arrow to go through, and you're getting better penetration. This got the second best penetration outside of Cody's arrow, despite this being 150 grains lighter.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's a 600 grain arrow
Yeah.
versus a 458 grain arrow.
And these they just broke. I mean, there was no, they just fell apart. So
And then we did the deflection test after we did the straight on plywood test.
yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. Really nothing survived. Your guys' arrows did pretty good. They had that component right here that broke, but
So what is that collar?
so this is a Elk River Archery custom footer. He made me these to put on my arrows this year. And so far they have really held up.
They did good.
I'm pretty tickled.
They did good. They did really good.
Yeah. You know, you can't blame the fletch job. I'm using wraps, and I was worried. I said before the test, I'm worried about my wraps coming off with the veins.
Right.
And then my insert actually broke off, or my
No.
knock actually broke off inside the and landed about 12 feet that way.
Guys, take from it what you will, and make your own decisions. Do your own tests. Don't just take our word for everything, because obviously these were all different arrows. They were different grains of arrows. They were different weights. They were
Diameters,
different
lengths.
diameters, lengths. We didn't do like a, strategic. Everything was the same. The only thing that was the same is we shot it out of the same, all of them out of the same bow. We shoot the Day 6 arrow this year. It's a Day 6 HD, it's called. I was really impressed with it. It's a new arrow by a great company, and just some great people over there. We'll put a link below so you guys can go check that out and look at their website.
Yeah, I was looking at this arrow. It's got a really good straightness tolerance, 0.001, which is the same as my match grade here. But if you can see, one thing that I do like about this arrow over my Axis is you can see the thickness of the walls there. That's just going to add to the strength of the arrow, and it's at least double the thickness
really
there.
thick,
I
yeah.
mean, that's really impressive. They're a lot heavier GPI, so you're going to carry a lot more momentum. These are going to be, I think, turn out to be a really good arrow for you guys this year. So I'm interested in seeing how you guys do.
Yeah, shot out of the bow when I pulled the trigger. So that was pretty jacked. Anyway, check them out, guys. Just great people. Anyway, check it out, Day 6 HDs. So next is the broadhead test. We're going to do some broadhead testing and see some...
We have
That
a
should be
lot
fun.
of broadheads, including one mechanical, which I'm dying to see how that does.
This should be good. So
Yeah.
thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you, Garrett, for coming with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And this was awesome. Let's go break some more stuff.
Yeah, see you on the next